quick. Shalom, shalom out there.
Good on my end.
We in there.
All good.
Hey, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Hey, Jim and Charlotte back at you with another live lesson through the spirit of power, Yahweh Hashem El Shah. Before we get started, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Hakadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. Double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring in the house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. All right.
Shalom.
We wanted to do a quick response to Elder Apostle Ramlah's video, foreigner Israelites be strong in the faith, man. All right? Because you Israelite foreigners that believe in this word, that this word that jives with you in the spirit, more than likely you're an Israelite, man. You see what I'm saying? Because a heathen, as the apostle was going into, a heathen is not going to receive this word, man. All right? They can't enter into the temple, as the scriptures say. All right? Which the temple is likened unto what? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. This knowledge, this truth, man. All right. Matter of fact, before we go to Isaiah 14, go to Romans 8 and 16. Bible question.
This is Romans chapter 8 and verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yeah, the spirit beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children, the sons of the power, man. So it's all spiritual. All right. We don't need no some ancestry test, DNA test. This is all through the spirit, through faith. All right? Because first and foremost, faith is a gift of the Most High. All right? You got any more in there, Ak? That was it? Give me Ephesians 2 and 8 real quick. Okay? All right, read that scripture one more time, Bible Pushah.
Come, Romans 8 and 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
Yeah, that's how we know. It's by the spirit. And ultimately what? Through faith.
Yes.
This is how we know that we are the sons of the power, man. So like I said, if your spirit agrees, if your spirit agrees with the doctrine, all right, the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, then more than likely you're an Israelite, regardless of how you look. All right, because we know, as the apostle was bringing out in the beautiful lesson that he did, all right, that the heathen are not going to agree with the scriptures. They're not going to agree to the doctrine, man.
That's right.
All right.
At a quick precept,
You got it.
You made mention of faith. Hebrews 11 and 1.
Beautiful.
Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. So through faith, we have this belief that we are the Israelites, you know? And in the context of this lesson, you know, you Israelite foreigners that may look as the heathen nations, you know, if this word is resonating in your spirit and
That's
you
right.
have faith, you know, this is the evidence of what you can't see.
That's right.
You know, the notion that you may appear to be a heathen, but your spirit clings on to the vibration of an Israelite. You know, it's through faith. And faith in itself is a gift.
That's right.
All right. This is Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace are you saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua.
You speak, bro.
Which is laying back off what Tazwan just said, man. Because that faith is a gift from the Most High to get you to understand this wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and believe in it, man. You know, because that wasn't given, you know, unto the heathen. So that proves, like the brother just said, man, if you look like a heathen, you know, whatever, Edomite, Ishmaelite, whatever, wherever you're scattered at, man, and you hear this word and it jives with you, then more than likely you're an Israelite, man, because the heathen have no chance of getting this word, man.
Right.
You know?
This word is not going to resonate. It's not going to agree with their spirit. All right.
That's right.
Real quick before we go to the Isaiah 14, I need to get that in the Habakkuk. What was it, Habakkuk chapter 2? You said he was going to work.
Yeah.
All right, because you're going to have all types of jakes, no matter how they look. If they're Israelites, all right, and they're meant to receive this word, they're going to believe. It's going to stick. Put it like that, right? Let me get this. This is what was it, Habakkuk? Yeah, here we go. Habakkuk 1 and 5, and it reads, right? Habakkuk 1 and 5, it says, behold, ye among the heathen. Who was scattered among the heathen? All right? The Israelites. Okay? The Israelite foreigners. All right? Habakkuk 1 and 5, it says, behold, ye among the heathen, and regard, and wonder marvelously, for I will work in your days, and I will work a work in your days which ye will not believe, though it be told unto you. And part of that work that the Lord is working is that you're going to have Israelites that are not going to look like your average Israelite, okay, that's going to come into this thing. They're going to believe, all right? They're going to look like heathens, right? Because remember, due to the scattering, all right, when you go read into the curses, the nation of Israel was scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. So within those different lands and amongst those different heathen lands, you had Jake that basically blended in, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to look like the other nations, man. But at the end of the day, their bloodline goes back to Jacob.
All right.
See?
An example of that, you dealing with, the diaspora, when we was, for example, when we were scattered in Africa, man. All right, when we was, in the western part and I think the northern part of Africa, our people, they got busy over there, man, as well as was spreading their presence all throughout that land. So we got Israelites that's still over there, man. The Igbo tribe, the Shanti, things like that, tribe like that are still claiming to be Israelites to this day because they know where their lineage goes back to, man. As well as, other Israelites in other parts of the world, man.
Exactly. And they'll tell you that their customs go back to the laws of Moses.
That's right.
And this is why the topic of understanding the diaspora is important.
Right.
Because that grounds, the understanding of Israelite foreigners coming back into the fold, coming back into the knowledge because we were scattered everywhere.
Right.
Of course, generations removed, you're going to start to take on certain favors and, characteristics and customs of the heathen.
Right.
Okay? That's the ministry and walk of Paul. And he went out to these various churches that were scattered abroad. These were Israelites that had adapted customs and ideals and looks and attributes of the heathen.
Hellenized Jews.
That's right.
Exactly. And it's the same today. It's not just the Roman Empire all over again.
Right. Because at the same time, too, they're going through the same curses that we face over here in America.
Oh, you got that?
So that shows you, once again, that they are Israelites. As you brought out earlier, Romans 8:16, about how their spirit bears witness that they are Israelites, man.
Right.
Because they're suffering just as we suffer. A good example, you have over in India, you have what they call the Dalit, who, when you go into that word, I believe it means untouchable or something like that. But they're pretty much suffering like how so-called Negroes suffer over here in America. They're outcasted from the rest of the society, pretty much in the slums. And they face the same curses that we face as a people. They try to, have their own form of like a civil rights, So that shows you that's Jake, man.
Another example, the Sicilians of Italy.
Yep.
They're called the niggas of Italy.
Exactly. They said they have black blood in them.
Hey, like you said, those curses will be a sign upon the seed of Jacob forever, right? Let me get that real quick. Matter of fact, hold Baruch. I'm gonna get this first, but hold Baruch chapter Salakia. Hold Baruch chapter 3, verse 8. I'm gonna read this first. All right. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 45. And it reads, it says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee. Who's thee? The Israelites, right? Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy power, Yahweh Shema Shai, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. Verse 46, the point, it says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, right? So no matter where Jake is at in the earth, these curses was going to be upon him for a sign and wonder, and that's how you would be able to tell who the Israelites are.
That's right.
See that? That was a clear. This scripture here is an indicator to prove to you who the Israelites are, right?
That's why you can't just go off of face value with Jake, man.
Right.
Because our people, we're everywhere.
This is Baruch chapter 3 and verse 8. Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Matter of fact, can I start up a verse?
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 7. And for this cause thou hast put thy fear in our hearts, to the intent that we should call upon thy name and praise thee in our captivity.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what we're doing in this moment. We're calling upon the name of the Lord.
Yep.
We have the name in our captivity. For we have called to mind all the iniquity of our forefathers that sinned before thee.
Yeah, we're really those Gentiles coming back.
That's right.
Through faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, go ahead.
Behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject to payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
Right, so everywhere we will be at in the planet Earth, we will be subject unto payments, to a curse and a reproach.
That's right.
Right, Jake is catching hell in all nations, man. All right, there was videos that came out in the past. You got Jake over there out there in China catching hell. You know.
Hey, what country was that? Was it Bolivia or Brazil, whatever? You had the so-called Africans getting put back in slavery. You know that was Jake though. You know, so that shows you that wherever we are, we couldn't escape the curses, man. You know, they go, like you said, it's gonna be a sign of wonder to let you know that's the Israelites, man.
That's it.
You know.
That's it.
I have one more.
You got it.
This is 1 John chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they are of the Most High, because many false prophets are going out into the world.
That's right.
So, your job as you know, being a prophet, we're to try the spirits, man. And when we're bringing out this word, the reaction of the individual will determine if he's an Israelite or not, man. Because if the man or woman that looks like a heathen is agreeing, then you will be an idiot not to think about her being or him being a Israelite, man. Because no heathen is going to agree with what the doctrine is talking about, man.
Right.
You know, because that's the spirit that's in this book will mesh with the spirit that's in the individual to let you know that that's an Israelite, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Prime example, we was dealing with that Elamite or Ishmaelite about a few months back. He was going into the Quran, remember that?
Yeah.
We started bringing out the scriptures about how salvation is for Israel. The Lord is coming to gather the elect of the nation of Israel from the four corners of the earth. And once those scriptures started to come out to prove that point in the Bible, he didn't agree. Remember? He didn't agree. He ended up leaving.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all spiritual.
That's right.
Right? So anyway, you had something up? So we can hit that Isaiah 14.
Oh, I have one more because you was going into the Hosea 5 about how the Lord 1 and 5 about the Lord's gonna work a work, right?
Yeah, come.
So this is Isaiah 29 and 14. Therefore, is that on your list?
No, you bring it up.
It says, therefore, behold, I will proceed to do a marvelous work among this people, even a marvelous work and a wonder. For the wisdom of their wise men shall perish, and the understanding of the prudent men shall be hid. Because the Lord is going to do something that's going to pretty much, disturb the way of thinking of how these so-called wise people of this world think, man. Because him bringing in Israelites that don't look like your average everyday Israelite, and they believe, that's going to mess up a lot of the minds of these Israelites that's already awoke. Because a lot of them are not spiritual.
Right.
They don't have the inspiration of breath, man. So they're looking at this truth on a carnal level instead of looking at it for what it really is, man, which is a spiritual thing, man.
Right, that's you guys that say all 12 tribes are black people.
Yeah, Wesley Snipes.
That them Jakes that are scattered throughout Africa, all four corners of Africa ain't Jake, Like ISUBK, they try to say that, those Africans or whatever, they just Africans. What did they say? They're just plain Africans. They're not Jake. You got Jake, and that shows you they don't know the scriptures, man. As we just read, the Israelites, speaking about the Israelite foreigners, would be scattered, all right, to the four corners, all right. So you can't sit here and use based off the outward appearance, so to speak. Right. It's all spiritual, right? You got it.
1 Samuel's chapter 17. Matter of fact, let me see. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, look not on his countenance or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord Yahweh seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance.
Man looketh on the outward appearance. Go ahead.
But the Lord Yahweh looketh on the heart.
Right. But the Lord Yahweh Bashim Shai looketh upon the heart, the spirit, man. It's all about the spirit. Romans 8:16 we just read. All right. It's by the spirit that we know that we are the children of the sons of the power, man. You see that? And through this word going out, this is how those Israelite foreigners that have been scattered abroad are coming into this thing, man. Right? Let's get that real quick. Okay.
Well,
Isaiah 14, 1 and 2, or 1 through 3.
Isaiah 14 and 1. Fear the Lord. It's like, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob.
For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. Okay, go ahead.
And will yet choose Israel.
And will yet choose Israel. Go ahead.
And set them in their own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them.
Right, and the strangers. Who are the strangers? The Israelite foreigners. It said the strangers shall be joined with them. You got those other Israelites that have been scattered abroad, all right, that are waking up, that are cleaving onto the true knowledge in Yahweh Shem Shah, man. All right, so it says the strangers shall be joined unto them. Okay, this is all spiritual. So how the hell can the heathen hear this and then come into the faith? You know, if he's a heathen, it don't make sense, right?
There's no promise to any of the heathen. It's only the promises are only all applied to the Israelites all throughout the scriptures. Man.
Right.
You know, it says, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. So the Lord is making it very specific on who He's directing, you know, His mercy towards.
Yep.
And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
We're gonna have slaves, man.
Yeah.
All right. Slavery is going to be in the kingdom of heaven. It's written in the scriptures.
That's right.
And it, within the law, I believe it's Leviticus chapter, I want to say 25, if I'm not mistaken. All right. It tells you that that when we have slaves, we're going to have them from the heathen nations. Right. Let me find that real quick. That's in Leviticus chapter 25. Right. Bear with me real quick. All right. Leviticus.
And I got a precept as
You
well.
bring it out.
Psalms chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance,
Yep.
and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
Mm-hmm.
So, as the elder was saying, we're going to inherit the heathen,
Yep,
you know, as servants. All right, they're going to serve as slaves in the kingdom.
Yep.
Okay. After that 1,000-year period, then there'll be
Tributaries.
That's it.
This is Leviticus 25 and 44. Both thy bondmen and thy bondmaids, which thou shalt have, shall be of the heathen.
Shall be of the heathen. All right. Go ahead.
That are round about you, of them shall ye buy bondmen and bondmaids.
Right. So our slaves are going to be of the heathen. All right. That's in the law. Right. That was it. Right.
You caught it once more?
Go ahead.
Huh?
You caught it once more?
Yeah, Leviticus 25 and 44. I'm going to read at 45. Moreover, the children of the strangers that do sojourn among you, of them shall you buy, and of their families that are with you, which they begot in your land, and they shall be your possession.
See?
And you shall take them as an inheritance for your children after you, so we pass them down.
That's right.
To inherit them for a possession, they shall be your bondmen forever, but over your brethren, the children of Israel, ye shall not rule over another with rigor.
Mm-hmm.
So we ain't gonna be oppressing our own people.
Right.
We're gonna put you heathen to work, man.
That's it. That's it.
You caught it once more? I'm sorry.
Leviticus 25, 44 through 45, 46.
Okay. So you can read that again, and we'll go to Isaiah 61 and 2.
Isaiah 14 and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
That's right.
And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Yeah, you see that? We're going to rule over our oppressors, man. We're going to rule over the heathen nation, starting with Esau, man. All right? They're going to be our subjects in the kingdom of heaven, which is all biblical. All right? So anyway, let's go to Isaiah 60, because we just want to touch the point that, first of all right, all you brothers and you sincere sisters out there that truly believe in this word and this doctrine, all right, hey, you will represent the Israelite foreigners as well. All right? All you jakes out there that's watching these shows, these epistles, these videos from all over the world, man. You're those Israelite foreigners that are being gathered back unto the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai in this time now. Right? Go ahead, huh?
Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come.
Yep.
And the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Yeah, the glory of the Lord is risen upon the prophets, man. This light, this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Go ahead.
It says, for behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people. But the Lord shall arise upon thee,
Yep.
and his glory shall be seen upon
And
thee.
his glory should be seen upon thee. And it's through the raising up of the true prophets, all right, who have the light, And by that light being shown, this is how, you know, the Israelite foreigners, those Gentiles, if you will, are cleaving unto the truth by the way of the light that's shining forth. Man, the scriptures told us that in Matthew, the 5th chapter, that we will be that light upon the hill that can't be hid. All right, go ahead.
Verse 3. And the Gentiles shall come to thy light.
See?
And kings to the brightness of thy rising.
Yeah, right. So we're used as a beacon of light unto what? To those Israelite foreigners, right?
Mm-hmm.
To add on to that, go to Isaiah 49 and read 3 through 6. All right? Because what is the mission of the prophets? Is to what? To gather the elect by the teaching and the forwarding of his word, right?
Isaiah 49 and verse 3. And said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified.
Right. So we were born for this purpose and this mission to what? To teach the truth.
Yeah, glorify Yahweh.
That's right. That's right.
Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with the Lord, and my work with my power.
That's right.
And now, saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my power shall be my strength.
Right. So when it says, though Israel be not gathered, that's talking about what? All right. Those Israelites that were lost. All right. Those Gentiles, those Israelite foreigners. Right. Go ahead.
And he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob.
And the Lord said it was a light thing of what we're doing, that we should raise up the tribes of Jacob, man, because, hey, this is our reasonable service, right? What did Paul say? Woe unto me if I preach not the gospel.
Yep.
Okay? This is what we were born to do. Okay? We were called into a heavenly calling. All right? Read on.
It says, and he said, it is a light thing that thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribes of Jacob, and to restore the preserved of Israel.
All right, so we were sent to raise up the tribes of Jacob and to restore the preserved of Israel. All right, the preserved of Israel is who? The elect, the remnant, that 1/3. Okay, to restore the preserved of Israel. Read on.
I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles.
I will also give thee a light. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles. You see? That's the prophets, man. Okay, go ahead.
Thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth.
Right, so we're that light to those Israelite foreigners that have been scattered to the four corners of the earth, man. That's why we said earlier, building up into the topic, you know, this word is what's gathering everybody, man, which is gathering the elect. All right, real quick. Hold Sirach 24. I'm gonna get Isaiah 34 real quick.
I got a quick one too.
Okay, come. I'm gonna get this real quick for you.
Sirach 34.
Sirach 24 and start at 32. All right. This is all part of the process. All right. Pursuing the Ezekiel 11. Remember, he said that basically the elect will be those small sanctuaries. If somebody want to hold that on deck too. All right. This is Isaiah 34 and 16. All right. Isaiah 34 and 16, and it reads. It says, seek ye out of the book of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, and read the holy scriptures. No one of these shall fail, which is what? The prophecies. All right? None of these prophecies are going to fail. None shall win her mate. All right? No other scripture in the world, no other book on the planet Earth can be compared to the scriptures, man. All right? They all fell in comparison, right? None shall win a mate, for my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit hath gathered them. You see that? So we're all being gathered by the Spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. This is all through the Spirit, right?
What was the sanctuary scripture you talking about?
That's Ezekiel 11 and 17. All right.
Why you get that?
Come on.
This is Luke chapter 1, verse 68. Blessed be the Lord, power of Israel, for he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Right.
And have raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant his servant David, which is going into Yahweh Shai, man. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us. So us being out here speaking the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is giving hope until all the Israelites, not just over here in America. Right. All the Israelites that scattered throughout the four corners, man.
That's it.
All right, giving you that hope that we have a Redeemer coming, man, which is Yahweh Shai, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why we just wanted to land back off the lesson Elder Apostle Rambam did. You know, you Israelite foreigners out there, you know, keep your faith strong, man. All right? Stay rooted, man. Mm-hmm. Okay? Don't give up on Yahweh Shema Shai. The Lord's coming to gather you as well. Right. Because, if you were sanctified from the foundation of the earth, from the world, hey, man, you got a lot, you got a lot to hope for, man. Okay? Salvation is for you as well. Mm-hmm. Right? Matter of fact, let me add on to that before I get to Ezekiel.
I'm holding Ezekiel.
Oh, you holding it? Go ahead and read it. Matter of fact, go ahead and read it. Start at 16.
Ezekiel 11:16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen.
See? Although I have cast them far off among the heathen. Stop where you at. Hold where you at. Go to Tobit 13. You know where it's at, right? He scattered us among the heathen. Tobit 13:3. I'm going to have you read that again because we just want to make them points. All right? It's all about Israel, man. The elect.
This is Tobit chapter 13:3. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel.
Confess him before the Gentiles, you children of Israel. Go ahead.
For he hath scattered us among them.
For he hath scattered us among them. Okay? The Israelite foreigners were scattered amongst the heathen, the actual natural Gentiles. See?
There declare his greatness and extol him before all the living. For he is our Lord, and he is the power of our Father forever.
Right. So these are those small sanctuaries, man. All you different believers out there, man. All right. Whether you in Babylon the Great or abroad, right? If the spirit jails with you, all right, more than likely you are Israelite, man. Mm-hmm. All right. And Lord willing, we are all part of the elect. You see that? So go back to that. Just wanted to make that point there.
Okay. Back in Ezekiel chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Right. So the elect, okay, they represent those little sanctuaries in the countries wherein they've been scattered. You see? So all you brothers that believe, no matter where you at in the earth, you represent those little sanctuaries, man. Those different pockets of churches, man, that have been scattered abroad.
That's right.
Right? Because the brother that the elder was doing a response to, it was a brother out there in Australia. Mm-hmm. Right? You got brothers everywhere. Brothers in England, brothers in Australia, brothers in France, Germany, right? Brothers in Alaska.
You said
China, Hawaii. Right? Literally the four corners of the earth, just as prophecy stated would happen. You are those small sanctuaries, Jake. Go ahead.
Continuing on, verse 17. Therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power.
Salakia, and the sanctuaries go back to what? The temple. Mm-hmm. What is the temple today? The believers. Mm-hmm. Okay? The elect. Now the spirit of Yahweh Shai resides within the true believers, man. Okay, you will be the temple now. Our bodies are the temple of the Most High. Right? Go ahead, Aksalakia.
Back in Ezekiel 11:17, therefore say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, I will even gather you from the people and assemble you out of the countries where ye have been scattered, and I will give you the land of Israel.
Mm-hmm. That's it. James 1:1. Get that real quick. Yeah, kind of. You get that James 1:1 and you get yours, and then we'll move on.
This is James chapter 1 and verse 1. James, a servant of Yahweh and of the Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. Yeah, to the
12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting, man. All right, and it's the same thing when we bring our epistles on, you know. Yeah. It's like us when we do these videos and these lessons and sit downs. It's like, you know, we're giving a salutations, all right, to you you Israelites out there that have been scattered abroad today.
That's right.
You see?
All right. This is Luke 15:3. And he spake this parable unto them, saying, What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, doeth not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after that which is lost until he find it?
Mm-hmm.
And when he hath found it, he layeth it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he cometh home, he calleth together his friends and his neighbors, saying unto them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost.
Mm.
And I say unto you, that likewise joy shall be in heaven over one sinner that repenteth, more than the 99 just persons which need no repentance. So meaning, in this parable, the Lord likened that one sheep that was lost, as you can pretty much apply that to a new believer, wherever he scattered that throughout the world. So when the word reaches them, he brings them back, he brings them into the fold, and the angels in heaven rejoice, because that's another soul that has repented.
Right. Another Israelite came in.
That's right. So that shows you that this word is only for the Israelites, because if a so-called heathen were to hear this, he wouldn't be moved to repent. So that shows you that the Most High is dealing with just the Israelites. So wherever you are scattered throughout the world, if you hear this word and you believe that this is the truth, man, then you are an Israelite, man.
Right.
There's no getting around that, man.
That's it.
Looks don't matter according to the flesh. It's all about your spirit.
It's all
man.
about the spirit.
You can't think carnally and say, well, maybe a heathen can try and usurp and try to make it seem like they are acknowledging the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like as the elder has said, when we read in Romans the 8th chapter, the spirit itself is going to click with your spirit to the point where it's fine-tuned. The Lord has this truth fine-tuned to only resonate with an Israelite.
Yeah.
You have to have a surety in your mind to actually believe I am an Israelite.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the engrafted word.
Right.
And see, these words, the spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai is what's going to draw that engrafted word out.
Right.
See that? Because it's already in us. And if you're an Israelite, it's going to be drawn out.
Ooh.
See?
It's perfect for that. This is Romans 2 and what was that? Romans 2 and 15. Well, start at 14. It says, For the Gentiles which have not the law do by nature the things contained in the law, not having a law or a law unto themselves. So meaning that you are doing things of the law which you didn't know was of the law. So for example, a lot of our people, they got circumcised by their parents, not knowing that's a custom of the Israelites, but they done it because that's just something that was in them to do. Another thing, when our people, when they cook, they make their meat well done.
Right.
They don't eat the blood in the meat. That's another custom. So it's different examples that our people do without knowing that it was a law. So when come upon hearing this, they understand why they do certain things. They understand why they're in certain predicaments, because that's the spirit that moved them to do that, man.
Exactly. Exactly. You got something out? This is Sirach 24. All right, this is Sirach, or Ecclesiastes chapter 24 and verse 32. It says, I will yet make doctrine to shine as the morning, and will send forth her light afar off. The light is the knowledge, right? That was the whole creation of the internet, all right? For this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to reach the four corners of the earth. So this is how this knowledge was able to reach the ends of the earth. And this is why you have those Israelite foreigners who agree to the doctrine that are believing and coming into this thing, man. All right, and this all happened by the way of the internet. All right, verse 33, Sirach 24 and 33, it says, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and will leave it to all ages forever. All right, showing you that we have to be that last generation coming back now.
That's right.
All right, that's coming back through obedience and faith in the scriptures. Right. Let me add on to that before I finish it out. Give me Isaiah 59 and verses 20 and 21.
Could you reread that letter in?
All right, this is Sirach 24 and 33. It says, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy, and leave it to all ages forever.
Right, so it was left to all ages forever. So that just shows forth that, this covenant, this doctrine that's been given to the Israelites still resonates and is there solely for the Israelites. It's left there for generations forever, to all ages forever, specifically curtailed to the Israelites.
Yep. Never changed.
That's right.
This is Isaiah 59 and 20. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, and unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob.
And unto them that turn from transgression in Jacob. Those are the Gentiles, the Israelite foreigners.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Read on.
As for me, this is my covenant with them.
See, as for me, this is my covenant with who? With them, the Israelites. All right? Go ahead.
Saith the Lord, my spirit is upon thee, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of my mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord, from henceforth and forever.
Right, and that's the mercy that's going to come by the way through the remnant, the elect. So as we read, right, in Sirach 33, Sirach 24, verse 33, it says, I will yet pour out doctrine as prophecy and will leave it to all ages forever. The Lord said what? He said, which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart from thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai from henceforth forever. All right, so that it would just make sense that would have to be us coming back now.
That's right.
All right, that's cleaving unto this word in this last generation today, in these last days, man. All right, so going back to that Sirach 24 and verse 34, and it reads, right? Sirach 24 and Sirach 24 and verse 34, and it reads, it says, behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom. See that? Mm-hmm. So we don't labor not only just for ourselves, but for all they that seek wisdom. All right, and that's all you jakes out there. All right, that are tuning into the videos, that are learning, that are getting built up in the faith, and ultimately your spirit agrees with the doctrine.
Yep.
Okay, that's you jakes out there. You Israelite foreigners, stay strong in the faith. All right, keep your confidence, man, because it has great recompense of reward. Let me get that. That's in Hebrews, right?
Quick one while you get that.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Timothy 4 and 6. If thou put the brethren in remembrance of these things, thou shalt be a good minister of Yahweh HaMashiach, nourished up in the words of faith and of good doctrine, whereunto thou hast attained. Because, and you brothers and sisters, wherever you may be scattered at throughout the world, you know, when you watch these videos that we're doing, you're seeing the same way how we woke up out of Babylon and we have turned to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're supposed to use that as an inspiration for you to turn to the Lord, man. You know, because the word that we're speaking is not unto ourselves; it's for the sheep, man. Mm-hmm. You know, we're doing this for the edification of the flock. That's why you always hear us say we're doing this for the elect, man. You know.
Yep. That's it. So this is Hebrews chapter 10, verse 35. Real quick, it says, "Cast not away, therefore, your confidence."
Right.
All right. And this is to you Israelite foreigners out there that may not necessarily look like, you know, a so-called Judite or Ephraimite or something. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That look like a straight-up heathen. Right? Cast not away, therefore, your confidence, which have great recompense of reward, man. Stay diligent, stay faithful. All right? Verse 36, For ye have need of patience, that after you have done the will of power, you might receive of the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. And that's Yahweh Shai. He's coming. All right. All the signs are there. All right. It says verse 38, Hebrews 10 and 37. It says, "Now the just shall live by faith." All right. Now the just shall live by faith. But if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. All right. Verse 39. But we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. All right. So continue to believe. All right. Continue to keep the faith. Because first and foremost, a heathen is not going to be able to call in the name of the Lord. Right. Let me make that point. Right. This is Malachi 1 and 14. It says, "But cursed be the deceiver." All right. Going all the way back to Cain. All right. Which will be Esau and Amalek today.
Yep.
Which have a flock, a male, and boweth and sanctifieth unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen.
So they can't speak on the Lord.
Come on, man. So that shows you, a heathen is not going to speak on the Lord's name, man. He's not going to believe in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Therefore, he's not going to agree to the doctrine.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
There's no benefit in them believing in the Lord for them, you know? That's why when you had was it Balaam or Balak that the Lord showed the future of Israel to?
That was Balaam.
And he was pretty much wishing he could be an Israelite because he saw our end, you know,
Yeah.
which was going to be the kingdom, you know.
And he saw the nations going into slavery.
That's right.
You know, he saw all that. He saw the glory of Israel. You know.
Yeah, I got a quick one. John 4, John 4 and verse 20. I started verse 21.
Yep.
Yahushua saith unto her, Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall neither in this mountain nor yet at Jerusalem worship the Father. Ye worship, ye know not what.
Yep.
We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
Yeah.
You know, so Yahushua pretty much corrected, you know, this Sumerian woman that was at the well, that was a heathen, that tried to identify herself as an Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Yahushua pretty much corrected her and told her, look, you're not an Israelite.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it told her that salvation. He told her that salvation was of the Jews. And I'm gonna keep reading to get to the point. Verse 23. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
That's right.
For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Okay, so you Israelite foreigners that may appear to be the heathen, right? You may have the look of one. You have to understand it's the spirit that's within you that's what counts.
Oh.
You see? Because as it goes on to say in verse 24, you was gonna say something?
I was gonna say, so if you believe, then you have hope.
Got a chance.
Verse 24. The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth.
That's right, bro.
You know, so just like how as the elder had read in Malachi, the first chapter, you know, the name of the Lord is dreadful amongst the heathen, you know, because they understand the spirit of the Lord. You know, it's like that's fearful to them. It's dreadful to them. So that's why these heathen, they can't receive this word.
Right.
They can't receive the truth. But the Israelites can, because it's literally synced up in our spirit to be able to receive it.
Yeah, because now we're being connected back to our power source, man, which is the Lord.
That's it.
I had a quick one. Acts chapter 16, verse 31. And they said, believe on the Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, and thou shalt be saved and thy house. You know, because that's who salvation is promised to, man. The elect, all right? And through, you know, that man, all right, his house can be saved, man. Okay? But that promise is only given unto the Israelites, man.
That's right.
Because like you said, man, salvation is a promise to the heathen. I got one more.
Yep.
Jeremiah 3:23.
Yep.
Truly in vain is salvation hoped for from the hills, and the hills being you other nations. And from the mountain of the multitude of mountains, truly in the Lord our power is salvation of Israel.
Yep.
Only Israel. So you other heathen that's trying to claim to be, you know, Israelites, all right? Salvation is not promised to you. It's only for the elect, man. Okay?
Yep.
And it's going to be elect members that's scattered amongst the heathen that look like them, but believe in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. That's the indicator. Those that believe in the Lord, that call on the Lord's name, that believe in the doctrine. That's how you know that man is an Israelite, not a heathen, you know, or a woman.
That's right. Real quick, whole Revelation 11, and we're gonna read 1 through 3 or 1 through 2. I'm gonna read this. I'm gonna add this on there too. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3. I'm sorry, Joel chapter 2. Joel chapter 2, verse 27, and it reads. It says, "And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your power, and none else." All right, no other nation. And I am the Lord power, and I am the Lord your power, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. All right. So the Lord said that He is our power and none else, no other nation. Let me jump down. Same chapter, Joel 2 and 32. It says, "And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, shall be delivered.
Yep.
For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance." You see that?
Yep.
So it says, "For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai have said, and in the remnant whom the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushai shall call." All right. So not only is salvation for the nation of Israel, but first and foremost, the remnant, the elect. You see?
Can I get a quick one to add to that before?
You got it.
This is Revelation 7, and starting in verse 4. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 from all the tribes of the children of Israel.
Yep.
One of the tribe of Judah, were sealed 12,000, and of the tribe of Reuben were sealed 12,000, and of the tribe of Gad were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Asher were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Naphtali were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Manasseh, which is Manasseh, were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Simeon were sealed 12,000. And of the tribe of Levi were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Issachar were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Zebulun were sealed 12,000. Of the tribe of Joseph were sealed 12,000. And of the tribe of Benjamin were sealed 12,000. After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands. So when you go into this word kindred in the blue letter, that word is Phili, G5443. It says, in all the New Testament of the person descended from the one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. So in this vision that John the Revelator seen, he saw Israelites getting beamed up from all people of the world that look like the nations, but their seed descended from one of the 12 sons of the patriarch Jacob. So they were Israelites through the bloodline, through the spirit, man.
Yeah.
You know?
That's that large multitude
That's right.
that we just read here. That great multitude that was gathered up in the end. It was going to be Israelites that were going to be gathered from all the nations, man. All right? Let me add on to that. Because the scriptures is plain, man. And if you got the spirit of the Lord, all right? Hey, the scriptures say what? That the Lord is not the author of confusion. Okay? This thing is plain to receive. Let me add on to that. All right? So that great multitude are Israelites, all right, the Israelite foreigners that were gathered up from amongst all those nations, man.
That's right.
All right? Those temples that we read about in Ezekiel 11. All right? He said he would liken unto them as small sanctuaries in the nations where they had been scattered. All right? This is Jeremiah 31, just to add on that Revelation, was it 7 and 9? All right? This is Jeremiah 31 in verse 7. And it reads, it says, for thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shai, sing with gladness for Jacob, and shout among the chief of the nations. What's the chief of the nations? America.
Yep.
Babylon. Shout among the chief of the nations, publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Lord, Yahweh Shai, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. All right? It didn't say all Israel. It said the remnant. Verse 8, behold, I will bring them from the north country. What is the north country? North America. All right? Where that great second Exodus is going to take place, man.
That's right.
It says, and I will bring them from the north country and gather them from the coast of the earth. Why is that? Because the elect were scattered. Right? And with them, the blind and the lame, the woman with child, and her that travaileth with child together. So you're going to have women getting saved, women pregnant with kids getting saved. Right? It says, and her that travaileth with child together, and it says, a great company shall return thither. All right? That's that great multitude.
That's right.
That's them jakes that are part of the elect that were gathered up from everywhere, man. You know, that were all what? Descendants of the patriarch Jacob.
That's right.
Okay? Now from there, you have something out?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
Just to land back off what brothers is going into, just to add further understanding to the kindreds, that great multitude being Israelites.
Yep.
Revelations 5 and verse 8. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of saints.
Right.
And we know the saints are Israelites.
Right.
God.
Verse 9, and they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof. For thou hast slain and hast redeemed us to Yahweh by the blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation.
That's a cut.
Going into the Israelites all over the world. Verse 10, and hast made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. Okay? So again, just adding further context to that great multitude being those Israelites.
That's right.
You know.
That's right. Heavy. So let's go to, get your precept. Absolutely.
This is Baruch 2, and go right to the point, verse 31. And shall know that I am the Lord, their power. I'll start 30 actually. It says, for I knew that they will not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves. And that's what it's starting with. Because, number one, if you are a heathen, you wouldn't be watching these videos anyway.
Right.
You know? So for the fact that you're listening to...
Right.
right. So you're going to be watching these videos getting built up. Number one, that's how you're going to remember yourself in the land of your captivity. And shall know that I am the Lord, their power, for I will give them an heart and the ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name.
Yep.
You know? So once again, equating the name unto you. So if you're able to call upon the name and believe on it, you're an Israelite, man.
That's right,
you know, it's that simple.
That's right. That's right. Let's go to Revelation 11. Start at the top.
Yep. Revelation 11:1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple.
Right. So it says, it was given unto me a reed like unto a rod. What does the reed and the rod represent? The reed is like a measuring stick, like a ruler, correction. Okay. The rod would be like a staff or a scepter. All right. And really, what the Bible is the rod. Okay. It's the measuring stick. All right. It's the Bible is the standard. Yeah. Right. Matter of fact, let me add on to that. All right. That's in Psalms 23. Just to prove that. Okay. That the rod is the Bible. All right. The standard and authority. All right. This is Psalms 23. Okay. This is Psalms 23, just to make a point on the rod. This is Psalms 23, verse 4, and it reads, it says, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, which is America, Babylon the Great, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod, okay, the rod is what? The correction, okay, and thy staff comforted me, all right? The word, the scriptures, all right? Yahweh Shah likened unto what? The comforter. So it said, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. All right, so read that verse again, huh?
This is Revelation 11:1. And there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple.
Rise and measure the temple. All right, so use the scriptures, which we know it to be the reed and the rod. Rise and measure the temple of the Most High. Who's the temple of the Most High? The Israelites. So meaning go teach the Israelites. Okay, real quick on the temple. Give me, we read Ezekiel 11 and 16 earlier. Give me 1 Corinthians 3 and 16.
I got one real quick.
You got it?
Actually, two. Micah 6 and 9. The Lord's voice crieth unto the city, and the man of wisdom shall hear thy name. Hear ye the rod, and who have appointed it.
Beautiful.
All right, and the precept to add to this right here, you know, just further going into it. This is Micah 7 and 14.
Beautiful.
Feed thy people with thy rod. You know what you said is the scriptures, right?
Yeah, the scriptures.
It says, feed thy people with thy rod, the flock of thine inheritance, which dwelleth solitarily in the wood in the midst of Carmel. Let them that feed in Bashan and Gilead as in the days of old. So the main point, man, is that we have to be giving the people the book, man. You know, the understanding of the scriptures.
Yep. Israel is being measured through what? Through the teaching of the scriptures, man.
That's right.
All right. The words that are contained in the book. Did you read Zechariah 2 and 1?
Nah.
I'm gonna read that as a quick precept. Just talking about the measuring stick, the reed, the rod, etc. This is Zechariah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, I lifted up my eyes again and looked, and behold, a man with the measuring line in his hand. Right? It says, then said I, whither goest thou? And he said unto me, to measure Jerusalem. You see? Israel is being measured and judged according to the scriptures.
Right.
All right? It says, and he said unto me to measure Jerusalem to see what is the breadth thereof, and what is the length thereof. All right? That's the point. So let's go back. So yeah, read
verse 2.
Yeah, verse 2 again.
Finish the last point out. It says, there was given me a rod like unto a reed like unto a rod. And the angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of Yahweh Shah and the altar and of them that worship therein.
And then the worship therein, the Israelites. Go ahead.
But the court which is without the temple leave out,
Yeah, go ahead.
and measure it not.
And measure it not. Go ahead.
For it is given unto the Gentiles.
For it is given unto the Gentiles, the heathen. All right. They don't worry about them.
Right.
All right. They can't come into the fold. They're not a part of this thing.
And that's
right?
why when Yahushua sent the disciples out, he said, "What? Go into the lost sheep of Israel, but unto heathen do not go." Roughly paraphrasing.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. Real quick, I just want to read this just for this verse too. All right, because this also applies to Herod, his temple that he built. Right. Let me just read this real quick. Okay. It says various remains of Herod's stately ruined temple have been brought to light by archaeologists. It says it had two courts. It says one intended for the Israelites only, and the other a large outer court called the court of the Gentiles, intended for the use of strangers of all nations. You see that? And in these heathen, they can't get the word. Right? It told us, it said to measure them that are without. Read it again.
Yep. Revelation 11:2. But the court which is without the temple leave out, and measure it not, but it is given unto the Gentiles, and the holy city shall they tread underfoot 42 months.
Right, which goes back to that 350-year period of the acknowledgement of the Israelites, of Jacob being Israel, and the earth was dead. We were called by those proverbs and bywords. We were taken down and subdued by the nations, all right? But it said, but the court which is without the temple leave out. And what does the temple really go back to? The temple really goes back to the knowledge, all right? These heathen can obtain this truth, right? Go to Ezekiel 44 verse 9 real quick, just to make that point, all right? It says but the court which is without the temple leave out and measure it not, all right? The scriptures weren't given to the heathen, right? It says, for it is given unto the Gentiles, right? The heathen. Okay? Don't worry about them. Okay?
This is Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 9. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, no stranger uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary.
Yeah, see? No stranger, no heathen is going to enter into the Lord's sanctuary. And that applies now to receiving his knowledge.
Right.
Okay? They're not going to enter into the Lord's sanctuary, man. That temple, the outer court, leave without. Right? Go ahead.
I'll start from the top again. Ezekiel 44 and 9. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, no stranger uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary, of any stranger that is among the children of Israel.
Beautiful. That's plain. Any more?
No, that's the point.
Con. You see? So it even says in my sword, an alien or ungodly.
God damn.
That's the heathen. They're not going to get this thing. The uncircumcised. Right?
Yep.
Should not, it says, shall enter. One more time. Read one more time. That's a heavy scripture.
Con. So I can.
You good? And then from there, I go to 2nd Ezra 3 and start at 31 down to 36. All right?
Ezekiel chapter 44 and verse 9.
Because we're proving that what? The heathen, the natural Gentiles, they cannot obtain this knowledge, all right? They cannot enter into the Lord's temple. You see? Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, no stranger, uncircumcised in heart, nor uncircumcised in flesh, shall enter into my sanctuary, of any stranger that is among the children of Israel.
Beautiful. Straight to the point.
Yeah.
Get that.
2nd Ezra 3 and 31.
2nd Ezra 3 and 31. Count down to 36.
I do not remember how this way may be left. Are they then of Babylon better than they of Zion? Or is there any other people that know of thee besides Israel?
Right. Is there any other people that know of thee, Lord, besides thee of Israel?
Yeah. What's that? Amos 3 and 3. 3 and 2, 1 and 2.
Come.
You only, out of all the nations, have I known?
I'll get it real quick. Amos 3. All right. Because these are clear-cut points, man. Amos 3 and 3, it says, or Amos 3 and 2. I'll start at 1. Amos 3 and 1, and it reads, it says, Hear this word that the Lord Yahweh Shai have spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, You only have I known of all the families of the earth.
That's right.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Yeah. So the Lord has only known Israel. And another point to bring that up, Psalms 147, 19 and 20.
God, we'll hold that.
Yeah, because we're the only ones that have the law, which is an indicator that we are the only ones that know the Lord. So that makes Israel the only one that can sin, man. So just further reiterating that point.
Got it. Psalms 147 in verse 19, it says, He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes. Salaki, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
Yep.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
He has not dealt so with any nation. So the heathen were never, ever included in the mix.
Right.
All right? So that's proof that the heathen can't get it. So if you're an Israelite that's scattered amongst the heathen and you're hearkening, then that shows that you're an Israelite. You're not a heathen, man.
Exactly.
You know?
How are you going to include yourself into something that you were never a part of?
Thank you.
And that's what you Edomite Christians out there, this is what you don't understand. And the rest of you other heathen that think you can come into this fold and jive with the scripture, so to speak, man.
You had somebody on the comment board talking about can white men be saved?
See, that's what we're talking about, man. You know, it's not about black or white, man. It's about whether you're a part of the elect or not.
That's right.
Right? Because the elect is going to come in many colors.
Mm-hmm.
Right? The Lord said that my people were likened unto a speckled bird, man. So you got Jake looking like all types of flavors, man. Right? Come on, man.
That's right. That was on that.
Oh, Salaki. This is Psalms 147 and verse 20. Yeah, like the apostle said, look at Blake Griffin, right? He's the main example.
Yeah.
All right? Blake Griffin,
Mike Conley,
Drake and his son.
Yep.
Who else that I could think of off the top?
I mean, it's controversial, but Bob Marley,
Yeah.
his dad like a so-called white man. You know, that's a major stumbling block for a lot of Jakes that they don't think that Bob Marley's a Jake.
Mm-hmm. The chick that played tennis, what's her name? Naomi Osaka.
Yeah.
She looked like a straight up Ammonite, man.
Yep.
Right? But her father is like, what, Levi or something like that?
That's even, you got Jake that's from Africa, like Idris Elba,
Yep.
Serge Ibaka.
Yep.
Let ISUBK or any of these corner niggas say them is African. Them is Jake, man.
Right.
You know? Nas.
Yep.
Well, come on, man.
There's too many examples, man. It's all about a spirit. Okay? But anyway, Psalms 147 verse 20 says, He have not dealt so with any nation, and as far as his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Yeah. They don't know Yahweh Shem Shah. Ultimately, that's what we're saying, man. So none of these nations have known Yahweh Shem Shah ever.
Right.
So going back, 2nd Ezra 3 and 32. Or is there any other people that know of thee besides Israel? The
Right.
answer is no.
Right.
For what generation have so believed thy covenants as Jacob?
Exactly.
And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone here and there through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments.
Yeah, this is the actual heathen, natural Gentiles. Read that again.
Verse 33. And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor have no fruit. For I have gone there and here, it's like here and there, through the heathen, and I see that they flow in wealth, and think not upon thy commandments.
Right, so that's another indicator that the heathen, they're not going to be joined to the Lord. Right? It says, I see them flow in wealth, and it says, and they think not upon thy commandments.
Which, well, number one, what do they need salvation for then?
Exactly.
You know? Weigh thou therefore our wickedness now in the balance,
Mm-hmm.
and there is also that they dwell in the world, and so shall thy name nowhere be found but in Israel.
Right.
For when was it that they which dwell upon the earth have not sinned in thy sight? Or what people have so kept thy commandments? Thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen.
You see that? It says, thou shalt find that Israel by name have kept thy precepts, but not the heathen. So that shows you. All right? The heathens, they can't come into this thing. They ain't got it.
No
No
loopholes.
engrafting.
None of that, man.
Because it said by name.
All right? I want to read that.
Because we're the Lord's people, man. Yasharala, man. We're the sons of the power. You know?
That's right. So I'm going to read that in the Good News Translation real quick. Back in 2nd Ezra 3 in verse 31 through 36 again in the Good News translation, right? It says 2 Ezra 3 and 31. It says, "You haven't given the faintest hint as to how these ways of yours can be changed." The Lord said, "I change not. Therefore, you sons of Israel are not consumed." Right? It says, "You haven't given the faintest hint as to how these ways of yours can be changed. Surely Babylon is no better than Jerusalem. No other nation except Israel has ever known you or accepted your covenants." That's a clear cut. All right? It says, Salakia, 2 Ezra 3 and 32. It says, "No other nation except Israel has ever known you or accepted your covenants." All right. So if you're an Israelite foreigner and you look like the heathen nations and you agree, you're an Israelite, man.
That's right.
Come on, man. Right?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that's different now is just the fact that we are scattered through the diaspora. The spirit never went away.
Exactly.
You know, the Lord never stopped dealing with us. It's just that we come in all different hues. You know, so it's the same thing.
Same thing, man. It says, that's why the Lord said, we read it earlier, "I will work a work in your days in which you should not believe, though it be told unto you." Because you were going to have Jakes that were going to believe, that was going to straight up look like heathens, man. But they were Israelites in the spirit, man.
That's right.
By blood.
That's right.
Right? So anyway, it says back at it again, 2 Ezra 3 and 32. "No other nation except Israel has ever known you or accepted your covenants. But Israel was never rewarded and never profited from its labor. I have traveled widely in the other nations and I have seen how prosperous they are, although they don't keep your commandments. Now then, Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, if you would just weigh our sins on the scales against those of the rest of the world, it would be perfectly clear that their sins are heavier." Verse 35, "There has never been a time when the people of the world did not sin against you. But has any other nation kept your commandments as well as Israel has? You may find individuals have, but you won't find a nation that has done so." All right? Which is the Israelites. Okay? Law, statutes, commandments was given unto Israel and no other nation, man. All right? That's clear cut, plain Jane, man.
Clear cut, clear.
That's it. You know? Y'all brothers got any other scripts? You know?
I had a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead, bring it up.
Isaiah 46 and 12. "Hearken unto me, you stout-hearted that are far from righteousness.
Yep.
I will bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not tarry. And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory." You know, so the salvation is afforded unto us Israelites.
Yep.
You know, this need of salvation is an actual spirit in your body that's craving, you know, salvation. You're an individual of hope. You know, you're a prisoner of hope.
Yeah.
You know, and only an Israelite is gonna have that spirit and mentality.
That's right.
You know, in order to be saved, because only the Israelites can be saved.
That's it.
As Priest said, as you had said earlier, Priest, what the hell do these heathen need saving from?
Right.
They living it up.
They're in their kingdoms.
They're in their kingdom. This is the fruit of that crafty counsel that they took. They all took confederation together to come against us.
Right.
To put all these snares out there so that Jake would never come into the remembrance of who they are.
Come on, man.
This is the fruit of what they've established. They cool with this.
Right.
Yeah, how are you saving from?
Like you said, how can a heathen be saved when they were part of the crafty counsel to destroy us?
Exactly.
So how in turn is salvation gonna be for them?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
This is exactly what you just said, though, bro, about the hope. This is Romans chapter 8, verse 26. "Likewise, the Spirit also helpeth our infirmities, for we know of not what we should pray for as we ought, but the Spirit itself maketh intercession for us with groanings which cannot be uttered." Because wherever we are scattered throughout the world, man, we're hoping for deliverance. We're hoping for Yahweh Shem Yahushua to save us, man. You know? So that spirit is only in the Israelites, man. These heathens ain't hoping to be saved from shit. They say they're living. They're living good in this society, man. In this world.
Yep.
That's right. Let me see. I got one real quick. Let me see if this jives. All right. This is Ooh. This is I'm gonna read this in the Good News too. This is John chapter 7, verse 35. John chapter 7, verse 35, and it reads, all right, it says, Then said the Jews among themselves, whither will he go?
That's a good one, yeah.
That we should not find him. Will he go unto the dispersed, meaning the dispersed Israelites, among the Gentiles, and teach the Gentiles, right? And it says in my sword right here, it says, scattered Jews, Greeks, right? Now read that in the Good News.
John 7:35.
Yep.
This is John chapter 7, verse 35.
Because who were the Greeks? Those were the Israelite foreigners, the Hellenized Jews.
Yeah.
This is where Paul went to go. His missions to go to wake up those Israelite foreigners, those Gentiles, man.
This is John 7:35 in the GNT. It says, the Jewish authorities said amongst themselves, where is he about to go, so that we shall not find him? Will he go to the Greek cities where our people live and teach the Greeks?
Yeah, see, will he go to the Greek cities where the people live to teach our people? All right, go ahead.
It says, he says that we will look for him but will not find him, and that we cannot go where he will be. What does he mean?
Right, that was the point. Is there another verse you want to read?
Yeah, I'm seeing the NLT. I think
That might have been the one, yep. Right. And then we'll wrap it with that Isaiah 11.
This is the one.
God.
This is in the NLT. The Jewish leaders were puzzled by the statement, where is he planning to go? They said, is he thinking of leaving the country and going to the Jews in other lands? Maybe he will even teach the Greeks.
Yeah. The Jews in other lands. The Jews that were scattered amongst the other lands that needed to hear the gospel, the truth.
That's right.
Because what were they doing? They were keeping the ways and the customs and the languages of those heathen nations that they were scattered
Right.
to.
And so the Israelites that were in a circumcision, they looked at them as heathen. They looked at them as Greeks, Romans, or wherever they were scattered at. Man, they would call them as if they were heathen.
Yeah.
You know?
That's why you got the book of Corinthians, the book of Galatians, the book of Romans. These were all Israelites that were scattered in these regions.
Corinth.
Yep. Ephesus, which is Ephesus, Greece.
Yep.
You know, and like I said, when you look in the back of your scriptures, it has the ministry, the traveling ministries of Apostle Paul, and he was going to all Israelites that were amongst these different regions, man.
That's right.
Right? He wasn't going to teach the word to the natural Gentiles, man. All right? Come on, man. Right? You got any more? That was it. All right. You got something out?
Nah, I'm holding Isaiah 11.
Yeah, let's wrap it up with that. Isaiah 11. All right, we're just all in the spirit. All right, Isaiah 11. It started
Verse 1.
Start at verse 10 and read down to the 12.
God. It says Isaiah 11 and 10. In that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people.
Yeah, the standard that's being lifted up, the banner. All right, go ahead.
To which shall the Gentiles seek.
To it shall the Gentiles seek. To it the Gentiles seek. So is it saying that the actual natural Gentiles are going to seek unto the Lord? This is talking about the Israelite foreigners, man. So to it shall the Gentiles seek. Go ahead.
And his rest shall be glorious.
Go ahead.
And the rest talking about the promised land.
That's it.
Verse 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
The elect. Go ahead.
Which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea.
Right, and these are all Israelites that were scattered, the remnant that were scattered amongst these nations, which all equate to the house of David. Right? You were gonna have men that were gonna come back into the fold from all over the earth, man. Right? And you don't think that they were gonna look like the actual nations that they were scattered to? Come on, man. Go ahead, Doc.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nations.
Yep.
And shall assemble the outcast of Israel.
And what is the ensign? Really, it's this knowledge, this truth. Go ahead.
And shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
He's going to gather the outcasts of Israel, and he's going to gather up the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth, man. All right? So you Israelite foreigners out there, keep the faith, man.
That's right.
Stay strong in Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Salvation is coming to you as well.
That's right.
If you believe on the name of Yahweh Shema Shai, you believe this 100% doctrine, hey, the more likely, hey, you're part of the elect. So if you can see that the Charagma is the M-A-R-K, right? You know, if you can see that Babylon, all right, is America according to the scriptures, hey, you in a good case, man.
Hey, if you can see the names of Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, you are more likely of the elect, man.
That's it, man.
You know?
That's it. So that's the point we wanted to make, you know. Not too long, you know, we pray that this lesson was edifying, man. You know, you Israelite foreigners, stay solid. All right? You're part of the fold. All right? So, hey, just continue to believe, man.
That's right.
All right? So we pray that this lesson was edifying. We'll give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakadash. Hey, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us his truth, and double salutations to all you Akim out there laboring. The house of David, the elect, that's pushing his word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom to you, brothers.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.